What's up guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be looking at a very interesting book titled Outwitting the Devil, and this book is written by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill did an interview with over 25,000 persons, people that have actually built a business and people that not do anything, to have an insight on how things are done and why some things are not gotten right. So he titled the book Outwitting the Devil. That is more like a discussion with the devil. So I'm going to be listing the points and the critical things he said we are to notice to avoid any set of backfall or any set of failure in our daily life. So let's get straight into the video. Now, so the first point we are going to be looking at says fear over faith. And it says fear over faith causes 95% of the failure because that leads to drifting. People that often fear are in terms of hoping that something does not happen to them, not predicting what happens to them. And it says it's as a result of the environment which they grow up in. And it said most of us, our churches, our schools, and other things are things that have influenced us in making such decisions. And he gave an example of the church in this influence. He said, as a church, we are taught to be afraid of the devil most times. And even when we are afraid of the devil, we still don't completely love our God. So that fear of not having a perfect race makes people to drift through life expecting whatever comes their way. The second point is know exactly what you want. And said the reason why you want to know exactly what you want is that you want to be able to make decisions based on your future actions, not based on your present emotions. And instead, and you want to avoid some certain state or some certain environment that avoid you from thinking or making sharp decisions concerning the future. And why he was having the discussion with the devil, and he asked the devil, how come you make people to drift through life? That means how come you make people to live a life without making a precise decision on their daily step, on their daily decision? I said one of the easiest way he does is that he introduces them into bad habits, such habits as smoking. He said once you can get the person to smoke at least 2 packets a day, he has bring the person to his club, and just a matter of time the person starts drinking. So the person's emotions or the person's thoughts and actions are not predicted by him. At this point, the person is totally unconscious of the things he does most of the time. So it's better to stay away from certain environments and from certain behaviors. And he also said one of the most effective ways he also does this control is through massive control, massive fear rather. Yes, through massive fear. And massive fear is like imputing. Okay, a good example of massive fear is, let me say, during COVID, we are all instructed to do a particular thing. So even if you try to rebel, other persons like you to try to confront you for doing such a thing. So massive fear is one of the devil's tactics he used to cage or to cage people down. And the third point from the book says you become what you do. Simply meaning the way you set yourself, still come back to decision making. So the way you set yourself, the people you stay around, the things you do repeatedly is what creates the action or the person you are today. And said a good phrase that I often hold to is that the reason why you are where you are today is because that's exactly where you want to be. And the reason why you'll be where you want to be, where you will be tomorrow, is because of the actions and the decisions you have made today. And the fourth point is successful people learn from failure. So this is going to bring us back to the situation of the school I mentioned in our first point. He said the school has been made for us, whereby we see failure as a no-go area. That means things that should not be done. For example, someone like when I was growing up, going to school, I didn't do well in most of my tests and most of my classes. So it was as if they will punish you for failing. So when you come into life, you expect things to work directly for you. So when you fail, it's as if something is wrong with you, and you tend not to give an effort to it. Why? What Napoleon Hill was saying that is one of the devil tactics. But in life, you are meant to fail and fail and fail and fail until you get it right. So the school system has actually programmed us that we don't want to fail. And the only way you get something right or the way you make something right is by making a mistake repeatedly in it. So in summary, I want us to keep in mind that even though there are things that we are told, we should always question them and find the reason why we have such beliefs, such decision, such state of mind. And we should be consistent in learning. So never forget to keep leveling up. Thank you for watching today's video, and catch you right on the next video.